Welcome, everybody. It's been a year and a half since we've gotten together in person, so good to see everybody. Thank you for being here, and those of you on the phone, thanks for joining us as well. My name is Mike Russell. I'm the Public Works Director for Columbia County, and we'll just go around the room, starting with Mike. We can just go around this way, introduce ourselves.
Sure. Mike Fletcher, Director, Columbia 911.
Mary Jo Beck, Office Support Specialist, 911.
Nancy Edwards, CFO, Columbia 911.
Laura Marzilli, Operations Manager, Columbia 911.
Nathan Hughes, Tech Manager, Columbia 911.
Norm Miller, Chief Scapos PD.
And back there.
Tyler Miller, Citizen.
Malcolm Hyatt, Oregon Department of Forestry.
Brian Murphy, Columbia County Sheriff's Office.
Tim Hennigan, Training Lieutenant, Columbia River Fire and Rescue.
Joel Medina, Fire Chief, Columbia River Fire Rescue.
Mike Sargent, go ahead.
Mike Sargent, Metro West Ambulance.
Sean Brown, go ahead.
John Brown, Columbia County Emergency Management.
And Jeff Prisher, go ahead.
Jeff Pritchard, Scappoose Fire.
You guys hear that?
Yep. Is there somebody else there?
I don't think so.
No.
I think
Okay,
that's
thank
it.
you.
Thank you, everybody. All right, first on the agenda is approval of the or I guess any additions to the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Have one for new business, Oregon State Awards announcement.
Oregon State Awards announcement?
Correct.
Okay. Let's do that. District updates?
Sure, we
Okay.
can do that.
Under district updates, Oregon State Awards announcement. Any other additions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on. Approval of the minutes for January 26th, 2021. I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as submitted unless there are any changes that somebody sees that needs to be made.
Need a second.
Was it moved? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
So moved. For acceptance of the minutes, right?
Yep.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
And was there a second?
Norm.
Okay, Norm. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes as submitted. Any, let's see, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes are approved. Okay, annual appointment of committee members and alternates. We have in our packet a list of the current members and their terms, along with identified alternates. Looks like at the end of the month here, like a couple days, some terms are expiring. How would you like to move forward, Mike? You just want to identify who will be continuing and
Correct.
who needs to change?
Correct, and there is one change. We've made an addition for Columbia County Emergency Management. Chris Carey is the new emergency manager. He's been placed as primary, and we've moved Sean Brown to the alternate. The terms are expiring, as Mike said, on 7/31, so unless there's changes, they'll be reappointed. They were, thank you very much, last week at the Board of Directors meeting.
Okay, so they already moved to approve if we're still interested in
Correct.
serving.
Unless there's a change.
So I just had one change for Columbia County Road and Parks. It should be Columbia County Public Works. Right at the bottom of the list.
Very good, thank you.
And then I do not have an alternative at this time.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any changes? Okay. So we'll assume this list is good for the next term, which expires 7/31 of 2023, of those that have been highlighted in yellow.
Correct.
Election of advisory committee positions. Are we there already?
It's fun.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that's chair and vice chair, basically.
Sir.
I'm willing to continue serving if you'll have me. If not, I entertain a motion to open it up for, what is it?
Nominations.
Nominations, thank you, for chair.
I'd be in favor of you continuing as chair, and so I would nominate you for chair.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay. Any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, let's just do all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, don't say anything? No, I'm just kidding. I'm happy to serve, thank you guys. Now I'll open the nominations for vice chair. Currently has
Greenway.
Brian Greenway, okay. Is that right?
That
Okay.
is correct. Yep.
Currently is Chief Brian Greenway. He's not here, so we can nominate him again, right? So currently is Chief Brian Greenway. Any nominations for vice chair? Anyone want to put their own name in the hat?
Nominate Chief Medina.
That's very nice of you, Jeff. Thanks a lot. I'll duly noted, Chief.
Any other nominations for vice chair? Okay, we have Chief Medina as nominated for vice chair. All those in favor say aye.
Is he willing?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess we should add.
Right. I will accept the nomination.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, I like that.
I just assumed.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yep, so
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations.
thank you.
That it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. District updates, operations report. Lara.
So just a quick staffing report, we hired new hire on July 29th, so he started in training, projecting to hire on September 1st, another applicant that's working on his his site appointment and medical testing. And we also have an open recruitment going right now too. So that'll be closing, leaving it a little bit open a little bit longer just due to some vacations and stuff that I'm gonna be on, but that'll be closing August 30th. So we'll get some applicants in there and start that testing process and that.
Any questions? Okay, this is our added item, Oregon State Awards.
So, proud to say that this district and staff members from within were nominated and were awarded. We have multiple awards for the state of Oregon presented by Oregon APCO and NENA. We were awarded a Commitment to Excellence Award. This is for all staff of the Operations Division of Columbia 911. The award states this is a Commitment to Excellence Award, recognizes a telecommunicator, a group of telecommunicators, or an agency who has demonstrated commitment to the principles of excellence in 911 telecommunications through the following efforts and/or actions: dedication to the profession through comprehensive knowledge and skills, creative, innovative approaches to quality improvement such as enhanced customer service policies and programs, quality improvement programs, techniques and reviews, Promotions of the telecommunicator code of ethics by example, leadership, and mentoring of coworkers, which provides a substantial contribution to the overall improvements and successful operation of the 911 center. Developing innovative and creative approaches to training, concepts designed to improve quality of service. Quality of service is consistent and without bias. The award was presented or will be presented to the entire operations staff. They're listed by name of the agency. The staff of Columbia 911 Communications is recognized for their demonstrated commitment to the principles of excellence in 911 telecommunications through their efforts and actions in partnership with Resuscitation Quality Improvement, RQI. Columbia 911 has been labeled as an RQI trailblazer as the first PSAP in the U.S. to act as a pilot program that has since been implemented to multiple PSAPs across the country. RQI staff have demonstrated through QA and QI statistics that Columbia 911's participation in the RQI program has provided substantial contributions to the overall improvement and successful operation of the 911 center, and most importantly, to the citizens it serves. Well done.
Yeah, well done.
National trailblazer. Wonderful.
Columbia 911 has a recipient for the Technology Award for the state of Oregon. The Technology Award recognizes any person or team whose technical contributions are instrumental in the successful operation, protection, integrity, and security of a center, systems, and data. The individual or team will demonstrate commitment as a team player with all center personnel through knowledge of the dispatch profession, flexibility in task assignments, drawing upon innovative solutions and applications to further the mission of the organization, going above and beyond the normal scope of duty to ensure the center's needs are met with the highest quality programs and service. The award for technology is awarded to Nathan Hughes, Technical Manager, Columbia 911. Nathan has been awarded the Technology Award for recognition based on the contributions he has made to the staff of Columbia 911, the district itself, its facilities, and to multiple public safety agencies that we serve. Well done, Mr. Hughes.
Congratulations. Yeah, well done.
A third award, Manager of the Year Award. The Manager of the Year Award recognizes the administrator, director, or manager not assigned to first-line supervision in the dispatch center, whose efforts on behalf of his or her agency demonstrates the highest level of commitment to its personnel, partner agencies, and customers, professional development and well-being of personnel, excellence in customer service, and progressive, innovative paths to the future and focal goals. The individual exemplifies leadership, integrity, trustworthiness, dependability, and forward thinking on a global level. Coaches and encourages strengths in all personnel, demonstrates innovative and creativity in the development and implementation of policies, procedures, and systems and programs. Directs efforts towards developing and maintaining positive morale within the agency. Lives the example of ethical behavior on a daily basis. Builds bridges and cohesive relationships both within the agency and with partners, associates, and the public to benefit of all. Nancy Edwards of Columbia 911 has been awarded the Manager of the Year Award. Nancy has been awarded this for recognition of her 26 years of exemplary service to the Columbia 911 Communications District, its staff, and to the citizens of the county for which we serve. All of these recipients will be officially recognized at an awards banquet held during the annual Oregon APCO-NENA Fall Conference in September. So congratulations to all.
Yeah, fantastic.
So Mike, are there going to be some press releases as well like this? Or?
We are working on that, yes sir. Have a slew of them.
Yeah. One a week.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, equipment and technological briefing from our award-winning Nathan Hughes.
Thanks. So some of you guys can see we have contractors working on our security system. It's coming along, almost complete now. We've replaced all of our lights with LEDs that are motion detection. so that we never have to turn off any lights in this place. They all just turn off after you leave. And then our network upgrade was completed a couple of months ago, so blazing fast here.
The other thing that happened during this COVID break, and you folks were all absent, is we took the opportunity because we were doing the electrical work, data runs, every office in this building had a single IP port. It's just the age of the building. And obviously everything nowadays is multiple IP connections, everything in your office. So Nathan worked with contractors, and every office has 6 ports now, I believe. So we're modernized. We talked about the lights. We also replaced all the carpet that you're sitting and standing on, as well as we repainted the interior of the facility. So we use the empty building to our advantage to get some work done.
So the network upgrade was in response to reliability issues?
It was just old.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
minimal capabilities.
I don't think anybody ever tore anything out of this place when they added stuff, so it's just mostly ripping stuff out of the ceiling and putting in better quality equipment.
Mountains of cable and wires everywhere.
Yeah. All right, we'll stick with you, Mike. Director's report.
So, since we last met, been doing lots of stuff. So we've gone around and around about a site called Dixie Mountain. It's owned and operated by the Federal Aviation Administration. This past spring, we finally received, after 4 years, almost 5 years of waiting on applications, an approval to utilize the site. The difference between the original application and where we are today is some of the equipment that we were proposed to put in there, specifically the microwave. The company doesn't even exist anymore. The FAA is really kind of a stickler about exactly what goes in and where it goes in, so we've had to do some updating of the proposed equipment that was in the application to what is actually going to go in there. There's some changes on the inside of the facility that we are suggesting to be altered, where our equipment will be and how it will be. All that equipment has been itemized and provided to the feds, and they're reviewing. They said it would be a timely response. That's all relative. So we're still waiting. As soon as we get approval, we'll be moving equipment up there. Alternate sites, we are still waiting on some construction and system upgrades for Washington County. They're rebuilding sites that we want to be co-located on, so that's all in flux. We're just waiting on their system upgrades. Their project keeps getting pushed back. Right now, the best estimate is maybe September, but that's subject to move. In the meantime, we're still doing our stuff. Many of you in this room and online have been part of the next gen radio system upgrades. You've participated as the subject matter experts for your facilities or for your agencies, and participating in our meetings with Federal Engineering. Where we are today is actually had a conference call last Friday with Federal. They had some follow-up questions. The report is complete internally to Federal Engineering, and they're going through their internal QA and QI process for that report. I'm expecting to see our first draft come to me next week sometime. What they want is for me to review, have questions and answers. It goes back to them for a quick turnaround. It'll come back to me, and then it'll go directly out to the work group. FE is looking for a turnaround time, final updates to them by the 3rd of August, at which time we have a group meeting with Federal Engineering scheduled for the 12th of August. Their intent is to meet with you, work group, go over your comments, questions. They're going to give their explanations of what they found and where they're headed. We'll get it all back to them, and they'll get it back to me. There was a question of when we would present this to the board of directors here. That will be a group presentation. I'm going to be hoping that each of you folks could attend that meeting, that board meeting. There was a question, we had some conflicts on the board meeting date for August 26th, so we negotiated whether we were going to move the meeting a week, but the board decided to cancel August, and we will hold our regular board meeting for September, and that is the 20, is it the 26th also? I think so. But I will be sending out invites once this all gets set in concrete. I'll be sending invites to the work group to be present for that meeting.
So just to
23rd, September 23rd. Thank you. Effie's been given that date last Friday, so they're marking their calendars for that as well.
just to clarify, so you'll get a draft report on the 3rd? Or 4th?
I get it this next week.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe even this week. It all depends on their QA/QI process.
And is that when it goes out to the?
I will give it
Steering
to the work group, and then all updates need to be provided to me by the 3rd. I give it back to FE. Correct.
So that's a quick turnaround.
Yes.
What I'm getting at is it's a quick turnaround
For
the
them.
for the work group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really just questions you might ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have their talking points ready for the 12th. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So that's that work group, Meisner. So we've talked back and forth about the district is rebuilding the Meisner site. In fact, I just received, I think the first of this week, the actual permits for construction, working with our construction manager. He's working on the intend to bid documents for developing an RFP to send out for the civil construction. I spoke with him the end of last week also. Things are looking good. He's working with our legal rep to make sure all the T's are crossed correctly. So we expect that any day really to be published.
And Mike, what's the timeline on once it's published and you're hoping to get the work done? I mean, are we hoping to have the cement base poured before this winter? Or?
Yes. Yeah, so we know that the tower, where we're getting the tower, will be decommissioned from its current location in September. And the elevation up there isn't so high that we're worried about snowpack and stuff. So the civil work for grading, digging holes, and pouring mud is not a concern. So we should be just fine. One thing I do have on my list here is tow contracts. So for the LE in the room and online, you're familiar, I sent out a meeting request specifically for this Friday. We have a significant problem with tows in the county, and I'm working with Mike here and the county regarding abandoned RVs. That's really where we have our own issues with tows. The county has issues with abandoned RVs, and we've been working with a work group, task force that was put together to deal with abandoned RVs, which dissolved into a larger conversation about abandoned vehicles, period. Which leads to another conversation about how this 911 district is dealing with tow contracts. So we all are in this together. We all have a level of pain that we're dealing with. And so after multiple conversations, we decided let's get the interested parties together in one room. So that's every law enforcement agency has a card in this game, and we need to put them all out on the table and talk about how to consistently, cohesively come up with a solution. So looking for everyone's participation, and anybody's there. I mean, you guys could be sitting along because you're impacted by, you know, RVs burning up, and it's a mess. So we want to have a meeting this here Friday to talk about that entire issue. So go into more detail on Friday for that. What else do we have on my list here? Tow contracts. A few other things to talk about. The 911 district is assisting the county EMS providers in developing the ASA contracts. That's kind of stalled. It really does belong to public health, but we're still looking for assistance on getting the boundaries defined between Scappoose and Multnomah County. We can't move forward on the ASA document until those are agreed upon by both parties. We don't have any ability to move that ball, so it's up to Scappoose and Multnomah County. Same with Klatskanai and Miss Birkenfeld. That's still an outstanding item. A new topic since this group last met, which is deals. We have a radio site that is on the hillside of Longview, Washington. We had a long-term lease with Day Wireless for this one site. That lease has expired, and we've been in negotiations with them for renewal. We were paying $0, and the new rate is sitting at $28,000 a year. So we do our due diligence. You know, our bottom line is to provide service, but at an affordable cost. And so we've been researching alternate possibilities to relocate our site. So we have some verbal agreements going on with Cowlitz 911 to co-locate at one of their sites. My board approved some work to be done with an RF engineer to conduct some studies for us to locate at Cowlitz's site. We want to make sure there's no unintended consequences, so they're doing an RF study to make sure that should we move, there's not a problem radio-wise interference. So that work is taking place. This is kind of a quid pro quo deal. We're interested in the Cowlitz 911 site. They in turn are interested in our new Meisner site. So we're trying to work out a deal. You help me, I help you. So that's in the works. I'll keep you posted how that comes along. Some other work that we are doing internal for the district is we started a process to review every job description in the agency. And it's just it's a good practice. We need to update every position, job description. We need to reformat them so they're all consistent. We're doing that. We started that process actually yesterday. We're going to wrap it up hopefully next week. But it's the bottom line, it's really good just for business, so all of our stuff is consistent across the board, but it also helps us understand what each and everybody's role is, what we do. We get caught up in our day-to-day jobs, and we really don't think about, oh, this is a task that's not even on my job description, so it needs to be updated. It's also educational for each of us to know, what is it that you really do? I think I know what you do, but what is it that you do? Down to the grain, you know, we're trying to educate ourselves. So it's all positive stuff, and it gives us a benefit at the end. We have updated job descriptions. We have a staff member who's retiring the end of next month. Cindy Foley, who is our GIS specialist, is retiring. 13 years service? 11. Why do I keep saying 13? I've said that every meeting. 11 years. So we're working on, we went through a process recruitment for her. That was announced this last Friday. one of our lead dispatchers, Danelle Hooper, is advancing over and moving into the GIS position. So that's a win-win also. And I think that's it, sir.
Any questions for the director?
Yes, sir. This is Jeff Pritchard, Scappoose Fire.
Yes.
Quick question going back to the ambulance service area stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but our ambulance service area for the county is Columbia County. So why do we need to wait for Multnomah County and Clatskanie in Clatsop County?
So there are some boundary disputes between what Mist Birkenfeld says their ASA boundaries are compared to Clatskanie's EMS ASA boundaries. Those have to be agreed upon between those two fire EMS providers. Likewise, Scappoose EMS has some discrepancies between what you cover and what AMR Multnomah County covers on your east end.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can have an offline conversation about this. But
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Mike? Okay. Round table, time for each member to update or info share on items of interest related to the group. And we'll just go around the table. Chief Medina, we'll start with you.
Well, I'd like to congratulate all the members of Columbia 911 for their awards. I've only been here for a short tenure at this point, but I'll tell you that all the efforts that's put forward by Columbia 911 Communications to assist us and through some of the challenges that we all went through this past winter, I appreciate it as the fire chief of Columbia Fire Rescue. It's Columbia Fire Rescue tends to span a huge area. Going from just south here of St. Helens all the way up to Rainier and then back in some, and the adjustments and the things that we've made, and the things that we've asked for, and the changes that we've made, both in our command staff and in notification. You guys have been great in being sensitive to our needs and making adjustments. I know sometimes we've changed things multiple times in a short period of time, but I just wanted to say that I appreciate all the efforts that you do, and all that recognition is well deserved and then some. And Mike, once again, I appreciate the communications and your open door that you have for me and some of the questions that I've had in me learning and getting my feet kind of grounded here in Columbia, and everybody else, from operations to everything. It's just been, you guys are phenomenal, and I thank you for that.
Thanks, Chief.
Skip you? I don't really have a lot. I'm looking forward to the meeting on Friday for the tow contract stuff. That's kind of a mess right now.
Yes.
We're having lots of issues on that, so hopefully we can get a step forward on Friday.
Hope so.
So I've been talking the last couple of years about us migrating to the microwave through the Green Mountain Link, and that project is on indefinite hold right now because we had numerous towers burned down last summer that we're trying to get repaired and replaced, and then we've had some repairs this summer. The radio techs have been out supporting those, so we're just way behind. So we have all the equipment, it's all purchased, it's sitting there, but we just don't have the time to install it.
Yep.
So I don't know when that's going to happen.
Congratulations on the awards, well deserved. CCOM has always done great for us and always made Nathan, I'm not sure about that award, but did a great job in that. We're working on our new MDC project. We'll do that, and Nathan's helped with that also. I really appreciate the input he gave on that, so helped us go in the right direction. So, other than that, keep up the good work.
Thanks, Chief.
Staff have anything wasn't mentioned?
I have one thing,
Okay.
I'm looking for input. Advisory committee kind of blew up during COVID, which we get that. So we were trying to conduct business remotely, and it was a hit and miss. By statute, we are required to have this meeting, so it's not like something we can just blow off. But how to best move forward to incentivize participation is always a challenge. So we're looking really for your input. How can we make this meeting successful for you? Because by statute, this is your opportunity to advise the district of what it is that you need, want, your expectations. So that's what the whole point of this meeting is. Sure, we're sharing what we're doing. We do that in Fire Defense Board. We do that in our Board of Directors meeting. I would love to help facilitate a law enforcement centric meeting that's just the chiefs and the sheriff's office on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, whatever it takes to help facilitate dialogue, because we're all connected to each other. So, you know, historically the district has provided this meeting quarterly. We've served lunch. Is that an incentive? Do we need to do door prizes, bribes, whatever it takes to get participation into the district from your perspective? That's what we're looking for. So I'm looking for suggestions, recommendations, ideas, think outside the box, doing a combination, in-person, virtual. We're one of the things that Nathan hasn't mentioned, but because of the whole COVID thing, we're rethinking, reimagining how we do these remote meetings. So we're going to do some work in this room specifically. We did a bunch of stuff this last winter, making this room truly user-friendly for digital. All the floors are now connected, all the data ports, power, telephone lines. We want to put a camera in here to facilitate better remote meetings, screens, televisions, whatever it takes to facilitate that better. So that's enough. I'm just looking for ideas of what makes it better for you to participate.
I think continue the dual in-person and remote. I think will definitely help the options there. We're all coming out of this, totally different realm of how we did business for last year.
Yeah.
And we're all just starting to get back to a little bit of what we do and how we do it. And that's
No, I would agree with the chief. I think that throughout this pandemic, remote accessing, especially in meetings, has just now become the norm. It's our new reality. And with all the things that I think many of us have going on, figuring out a way to enhance, the remote access, it would be a great help.
Okay.
Because then we can still participate, but yet we can participate from our offices even, while we're still mitigating and managing. And then perhaps we can also get agencies that are a little more distant that way.
Yep.
Used to it all. I'm a firm believer that our reality has changed since the pandemic, and remote accessing now is the future, not one day, but today.
Yes.
So I'd appreciate that, the efforts continue in that.
Another question too, how to send out the invites. So, we publish the dates, the time and dates of the meetings. Does an Outlook invite to a meeting invite help you so it pops up into your Outlook and you can just accept? Does that help? And then what time frame? I mean, I could set it up for the whole year, or would you like a shorter window and or a reminder the day before, the morning of, the week before, whatever?
I like the calendar Outlook invites. I rely heavily on that. And then I like the quarterly meetings. I don't know statutorily if you have to do them, how often you have to do them, but I think quarterly is fine. I appreciate the lunch, but I don't think you should have to bribe us to come. So that's disappointing if that's the case, but.
Although Vegas as a venue would be a.
Well, I was going for Maui, but you know, Vegas.
That would be good too.
Yeah. Okay. Thoughts, ideas, anything? Staff?
My 2 cents, I appreciate the Outlook invites as well, and then there's usually a reminder that comes, and that helps. Oh yeah, that's coming up, so get ready for it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Make a note of it. Thank you.
Sean, did you have anything you wanted to share with the group?
Just want to say congratulations again, like the others have said. You're doing an awesome job. I do like the meeting invites, like you were saying, and maybe a reminder a day or two before the meeting is good. And also, I'm looking forward to the phase 2 of the project coming up.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Yep.
What's that?
The comms plan for the county.
Oh.
So based on whatever it is
Right.
FE is suggesting. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Jeff Pritchard, anything for the group?
I too would like to echo what all our other colleagues have said about the well-deserved awards of the Columbia 911 district. I do want to say that one of the things that does make you guys so successful is your participation in a lot of the various boards and other meetings that occur throughout the county during the month and the year. And it is wonderful to have you guys as a partner. So thank you for everything that you do. And outside of that, some more to report.
Thanks, Chief.
Mike Sargent, anything for the group?
Negative. I don't have anything.
Okay, I didn't have anything either. Just hope everybody continues to have a safe summer, and look forward to seeing you all at our next meeting, which is October 26th. Unless there's nothing else to come before the group. Hearing none, I will adjourn. Thank you all.